Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Radha Bhagwan, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Jai Ho Vishwa Jawani Shabhita Bhaktinanda Swami Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki, Shri Shri Radha Maki Bihari ki, Shri Shri Gaurnitai ki, Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshmana ki, ISKCON Nairobi ki, all glory to someone who. Hare Krishna, you want to read this something? You read?
Yeah, you're going to say the first one?
Huh?
The verse?
Yeah. Swaminanda. Special welcome to His Grace, Swaminanda Prabhu, who especially came all the way from. We are so grateful.
Asevyayam prakrite gunana Asevyayam prakrite gunana Jnanena vairagya vichitena Jnanena vairagya vichitena Yogena maya vitaya cha bhaktya Mam pratyagatmanamiha varunte.
Word meaning.
Asevaya, by not engaging in the service. I am this person. Prakriti gunanam of the modes of material nature. Jnanena, by knowledge. Vairagya, with renunciation. Vijnipitena, developed. Yogena, by practicing yoga. Mai, onto me. Arpitaya, fixed. Cha, and. Bhaktya, with devotion. Mam, unto me. Pratyak Atmanam, the absolute truth. Iha, in this very life. Avarunte, one attains. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thus, by not engaging in the service of the modes of material nature, but by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge and renunciation, and by practicing yoga, in which the mind is always fixed in devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves my association in this very life. For I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth. Responsibly. Thus, by not engaging in the service of the modes of material nature, but by developing Krishna consciousness, knowledge and renunciation, and by practicing yoga, in which the mind is always fixed in devotional service unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one achieves my association in this very life. For I am the Supreme Personality, the Absolute Truth. Perfect. When one engages in devotional service to the Lord in the 9 different kinds of Bhakti Yoga, as enunciated in authoritative scriptures, such as hearing, shravana, chanting, kirtana, remembering, offering worship, praying and offering personal service, either in one of them, or 2, or 3, or all of them, he naturally has no opportunity to engage in the service of the 3 modes of material nature. Unless one has good engagements in spiritual service, it is not possible to get out of the attachment to material service. Those who are not devotees, therefore, are interested in so-called humanitarian or philanthropic work, such as opening a hospital or charitable institution. These are undoubtedly good works in the sense that they are pious activities, and their result is that the performer may get some opportunities for sense gratification, either in this life or in the next. Devotional service, however, is beyond the boundary of sense gratification. It is completely spiritual activity. When one engages in the spiritual activities of devotional service, naturally he does not get any opportunity to engage in sense gratificatory activities. Krishna conscious activities are performed not blindly, but with perfect understanding of knowledge and renunciation. This kind of yoga practice, in which the mind is always fixed upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead in devotion, results in liberation in this very life. The person who performs such acts gets in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord Chaitanya, therefore, approved the process of hearing from realized devotees about the pastimes of the Lord. It does not matter to what category of this world the audience belongs. If one meekly and submissively hears about the activities of the Lord from a realized soul, he will be able to conquer the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is unconquerable by any other process. Hearing or associating with devotees is the most important function for self-realization.
Om Gyantimandasya Gyananjana Shalakya Chakshurmitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manovestam Stavitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadhi Swapadanayam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna. Yeah, so you like to speak a little bit too? Now or after the class? Okay. So as we said yesterday, Devahuti had approached her son for guidance. Actually, there's no question of Devahuti not being aware, but for our benefit, she presented the question, how can one free oneself from the entanglement of birth and death? The Lord replied by stating that once you get attached to the transcendentalist, and if you get attached to a transcendentalist, then that opens the door to liberation. And if you get attached to the materialist, then that opens the door to bondage. Further, Kapila Deva has already explained the importance of spiritual association, the importance of associating with a sadhu. And then he has also explained what is the characteristic of a saintly person. It's not that one becomes a saintly. It is louder. Hare Krishna. Is better. So Kapila Deva has also explained the qualities of a sadhu, and in brief it is, he always engaged in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Kapila Deva has emphasized the importance of devotional service, the importance of associating with the sadhu, and by associating with saintly people, we get inspired to execute devotional service. Now, Kapila Deva in this verse, what is he saying? But if you don't engage in material activities, that's only possible if you develop something positive. You can only give up something negative if you develop something positive. And Kapila Deva is saying that those who have developed Krishna consciousness, they don't engage in material activities. And they have knowledge, and that genuine knowledge leads to renunciation. Just like in the Bhagavatam first canto it explained, Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojana. By engaging in devotional service, you can develop renunciation. So Kapila Deva here is saying, by engaging in service to the personality of Godhead, you'll develop genuine knowledge, and as a result you will be able to develop renunciation. And in this process of yoga, the mind is always fixed in devotional service. So Prabhupada, in the purport, talks about the ninefold process of devotional service. And this ninefold process is repeated again and again in purport. So this ninefold process was first revealed by Narada Muni to Prahlad's mother, when she was given protection by Narada Muni. Prahlad's father had gone to perform austerities. Prahlad was in the mother's womb. The demigods were already concerned because their living had become difficult. The Hiranyakashipu had severe austerities, and they were hoping that the child in the womb of Hiranyakashipu's wife may not be another demon. So they were dragging Prahlad's mother with the intention that when a child is born, they would kill the child. But Narada Muni appeared on the scene. Narada Muni always appears at the right time and the right place. And he said, the child in the womb of this lady is a great sage. You will not be able to kill it. So, Prahlad's father was very upset that his son was very attached to his enemy Vishnu. Prahlad severely, his father, chastised Sanda and Amarika, the two teachers of Prahlad Maharaj. And they said, don't worry, we will brainwash your son, and he'll recognize you as the Supreme. And one day, Hiranyakashipu made his son sit on the lap and he asked him, of all the subject matter you learned, what is the best? And what did Prahlad reply? He gave the ninefold process of devotional service. So, listening to the sadhu means following his instructions. And the instruction of the sadhu is that one should engage in devotional service. The next question is, how do you engage in devotional service? And from the scriptures we get knowledge about the ninefold process of devotional service, beginning with Shravanam and Kirtanam. So Shravanam and Kirtanam is most important for spiritual advancement. And the concluding line of the purport Prabhupada says, hearing or associating with devotees is the most important function for self-realization. The most important so the most important function for self-realization is hearing and chanting. Hearing and chanting should be done attentively. And if we engage in hearing and chanting or the names of the Lord, etc., then one can make spiritual progress. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the Sishasaka says, Chaitanya Darpan Hajanam. So hearing and chanting is most important. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a taste for hearing and chanting, do we? No. The holy names of the Lord are not different from the Lord. And by chanting the holy names of the Lord, one can develop purity and one can cleanse the heart and make spiritual progress. And if we don't engage in hearing and chanting properly, then to make spiritual progress is very difficult. So hearing and chanting lays the foundation for a spiritual life. Rupa Goswami gave us many wonderful pieces of literature, and Prabhupada translated two of them. Which are the two? And Updeshamrit. So in the Updeshamrit, Rupa Goswami says, the holy names of the Lord are sweet like sugar candy. The qualities of the Lord are also sweet. The pastimes of the Lord are also sweet. That means we should be attracted to the process of hearing and chanting all the time. But that's not the reality. And Rupa Goswami says, unfortunately, due to avidya, He says, unfortunately, with your vidya, we're not attracted to the holy name. Is that true?
Yes.
We're not attracted to the holy name. We're not even attracted to the transcendental topics. So the question is there any hope? And Rupa Goswami says, however, by attentively hearing and chanting, the disease of avidya will get cured. In other words, we get disease at a moment. But if we take to the process of spiritual rectification, then the disease can be cured. Because unless we get attracted to something positive, we can't go to something negative. Because Kapila Dev is saying, by developing Krishna consciousness, you will develop genuine renunciation. So hearing and chanting is most important for those who want to make spiritual advancement. And the holy names of the Lord are not different from the Lord. Where is the holy name descending from? The holy names are descending from the spiritual world. The materialists can never comprehend how we can chant the same name again and again and not get tired. It's possible because the holy name is not different from the Lord. Now when you are in the association of devotees, you always hear about the importance of spiritual life. You always hear about the process of spiritual advancement. Why is it that again and again we hear about the importance of spiritual association? And Prabhupada in this concluding line says, most important, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave very elaborate education on the path of devotional service to Sanatana Goswami. But then he summarized those detailed instructions into 5 main points that are considered most important. And what is the first one of the 5? Sadhu Sangha, spiritual association of saintly people. So spiritual association is a must if we want to make spiritual advancement. No one should think, now I'm so advanced, I don't need association. Now I'm so advanced, I don't need to go to the temple, etc. And we need to hear this again and again to emphasize the importance of this principle. We've all heard it so many times, but still it doesn't sing. So the first thing is associate with saintly people. And Prabhupada, the purpose of today's verse also emphasizes that the saintly person is only interested in glorifying the Supreme Lord. And if you associate with a saintly person, you'll get the right association. You'll get the right message. So we should look forward to spiritual association. And Prabhupada built these wonderful temples all over the world. Why? So that a location could be there where the Lord can be glorified. Prabhupada said, I could sit underneath a tree and do my bhajan. But if I sit just underneath a tree, it will not attract a lot of people. But if we have a nice temple, then thousands will get attracted. That's why Prabhupada built these temples. And we see that example in the mood of the Goswamis. They lived very simply in the trees. But for the glorification of the Lord, they built very elaborate temples. So spiritual association gives us the right knowledge. So sadhu sangha is most important, and we explained yesterday that one can associate with either with saintly people who are more advanced, equally advanced, or less advanced. And if you are in spiritual association, you get the right message. What is the right message? Hainam, Hainam, Hainam eva kevalam, lo naseva 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 eva gadiyana. Chant the holy name, chant the holy name, or chant the holy name. That is the message you get when you associate with genuine persons. And also engage in Krishna Katha. Prajalpa Rupa Goswami says, destroys the spiritual life, and Krishna Katha helps make your life strong. So, the first principle that is Sadhu, Rupa Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Sadhu Sangha, and then Nama Kirtan, chant the holy name. So, this principle of chanting the holy name and hearing attentively is very important. We can all testify that on days when we do our chanting properly in the morning, then all day you feel spiritually strong, isn't it? Is that right or wrong? And on days where your sadhana is not perfect, where you don't chant in the morning, what do you find? If you're not spiritually that enthusiastic. So if you want the spiritual enthusiasm, then Shravanam Kirtanam is most important. So Lord Chaitanya said, chanting the holy name. Then he said, what's the third one? Bhagavatam. Hearing and chanting, hearing about the message of the Bhagavatam and the Bhagavad Gita. Both are important. Reading and hearing. When we read these books every day, and when we hear the philosophy, the dirt in the heart gets removed. Just like Shuddha Goswami said, Nasta Praesha Padreshu Nityam Bhagavad Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nasaki. You regularly hear the Bhagavatam, the heart will get cleansed, and what is inauspicious will be destroyed. So this is important, hearing about the philosophy spoken by the Lord. Vapu and Vani. The Lord's Vani is there in these books. And regular hearing is very important. And then worshiping the deity with faith and love. The Yasha Vigraha form of the Lord is not different from the Lord. So one should have faith. Here are the deities. One should have faith. This deity is not different from the Lord. And then, what was the next thing? Live in a dham. Now, Kenya in some way is like a dham. You say, why? Prabhupada spent nearly 60 days in Kenya. That's not less. Prabhupada spent 60 days in Kenya. So Kenya has had a lot of mercy from Srila Prabhupada. So Kenya has also done. So the ninefold processes which are enunciated in the scriptures begin with hearing and chanting. Then remembering. The mind should be positively engaged in the devotional process. The mind is the friend of the friend of the living entity, and what else? The enemy as well. The mind that is controlled is the best of friends. And the mind which is uncontrolled is the worst of enemy. Bhakti Siddhanta Ji used to say, every morning when we get up, we should take a broom and hit our head 100 times. And every evening when you go to sleep, take a shoe and what does this really mean? What it means is, you tell yourself every morning, I'm not going to listen to this trivial mind. I'm not going to listen to this unreliable mind. So the mind is the friend of the living entity and his enemy as well. One who has controlled his mind, for him the mind is the best of friends. And one who is not controlled, the mind is the worst of enemy. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Tasma Sabeshu Kaleshu Mamanasva Yudacha. O Arjuna, with your mind and intelligence dedicated to me, take part in this battle. So in other words, while we do our duty, we should at the same time have the mind focused on the Lord and His instructions. Now, controlling the mind is definitely not so easy. Easier said than done, am I right? What did Arjuna say in the Bhagavad Gita? Chanchalai Mana Krishna. Oh Krishna, it's more difficult to control the turbulent mind than controlling the will. What did Arjuna Krishna say? Okay, don't control? No. He said, by practicing the process of Bhakti Yoga, one can control the mind. Now, what we need to do is engage the mind in different subject matters. For example, meditate on the instructions of the Lord. If you meditate on the instructions of the Lord, then you're actually associating with the Lord. Arjuna was very sad when the Lord departed from the planet. He was feeling very morose. But then Arjuna began to meditate on Krishna's instructions from the Bhagavad Gita. And when he began to meditate on Krishna's instructions, he felt as if Krishna was right there. And Prabhupada explains in the purport that the instructions are no different from the Lord. So similarly, if devotees of this Krishna conscious movement meditate on the instructions of Krishna, and they also feel the presence of the Lord. So, what is important is to engage the mind positively. And we have a wide variety of techniques or alternatives in which you can engage your mind. One is to hear the chanting process, and the more attentively we hear, the more powerful will be the effect. Then meditate on Krishna's instructions, which you read in the Bhagavad Gita and the other scriptures. And meditate on the Lord's pastimes. There are so many wonderful pastimes that you read in the scriptures. Meditate on that. Pastimes about Prabhupada, pastimes about the Lord, pastimes about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One pastime of Prabhupada in Nairobi, some of you may have seen in Bombay, the two guest house towers. You been to Bombay? You'll see there are two towers in the guest house. That inspiration Prabhupada got from Nairobi. Prabhupada was being driven by Brahmananda, and Prabhupada saw the Hilton Hotel. And the Hilton Hotel had the same design. So Prabhupada liked the design, and he told Surabi, the late Surabi, who was the architect, that this is what he wants in the guest house. So there's so many wonderful pastimes of Prabhupada. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there's so many ways you can engage positively. Just like one of our favorite pastimes is the pastime of Kolavija Sridhar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started a Sanskrit school at a young age. There was a devotee called Kolavija Sridhar. You've heard of him? So Kolavija Sridhar was a very small businessman. What was his business? Selling banana leaf cups that pilgrims would use when they came to worship the Ganga. But he was so dedicated that he would donate half his income to worship the Ganges. And he was always engaged in chanting the names of the Lord. Nimai Pandit would come every day to his shop and say, "What's the price of bananas?" He would quote a price. "No, it's too expensive, you're making too much profit." And he would say, "I know you're making good profit, you have a lot of money." So he would say, "Come and see my house." So Nimai would go to his house every day, and Kolavija Sridhar would be engaged in chanting the names of the Lord. For his residence, he only had one room, that's all. In that room, didn't even have a roof. And in his house, he only had one glass, which was in such a bad condition that Vrindavan Thakur says, even a thief would not steal. So Nimai Pandit would go every day to his shop, and they would argue over prices. So once, Lord Chaitanya, as you know, led a big procession to Chand Kazi's house, palace, where Chand Kazi had what? Instructed his military men to break the mridangas and stop the kirtan, because he was getting regular complaints. The Muslims were complaining, if you don't stop the Mahi Samkirtan movement, all the Muslims will become Hindus. And the Hindu Smarta Brahmins who were doing yagyas for money, they would say, this is some new concocted religion. Where in the Shastra is this written? But they were losing their income. For Harinam, you don't need any yagya. So, Chand Kazi sent his policemen to break the mridangas and give an ultimatum to those devotees. If they do this Harinam again, then they'll be converted to Muslim. Or, so all of them got scared. And so Lord Chaitanya organized a big procession. After doing procession for hours and hours, Lord Chaitanya felt thirsty. Where did he go to take water? Went to Kolavija Sridhar's house. There was one broken glass. And Lord Chaitanya started drinking from that cup. And Kolavija Sridhar said, "My Lord, what are you doing? You're drinking from a contaminated, broken glass. Please do not do so." The Lord said, "I'm getting purified." And the Lord drank the water from his devotee's broken cup. We gave this example to show how the Lord respected his devotee. And materially, Kulavijayasila was very poor. But spiritually, he was a millionaire. Once the Lord was revealing his transcendental form, and few of his devotees were invited. And this Kulavijayasila used to chant the holy name so loudly in the night also that would disturb the neighbors who would say, "Looks like the man is starving." He was chanting. And when the Lord offered him any opulence that he may desire, what did Srila say? Just give me the opportunity, I can always associate with you. So there's so many wonderful pastimes that we should engage, we can engage the mind in. So to summarize, we've gone over time. Prabhupada said, hearing or associating with devotees is the most important function for self-realization. So at least we should come to this one understanding that we should regularly associate with devotees. And here in Nairobi, the devotees are indeed very, very fortunate. Why is that? Because you have residences that are just minutes, not even 5 minutes from the temple. And if we don't take advantage of this nice facility, that would be really tragic. If we just think that, oh, this is economically a good place. But we should take full advantage of the fact that this facility is within minutes of the temple, and try to attend the Mangalarati also, try to attend the temple programs, and take part in service. And this association will help us to make spiritual advancement. So, actually associating with devotees is a big topic, and it requires a lot of discussion. So we should seriously endeavor. Hare Krishna. Yeah, so you want to say something? Class is over. Darshan. Everybody knows Yasamadhananda Prabhu. Some people may not know you. Yasamadhananda Prabhu is a very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada. He joined the movement in America. Then he came to India. Prabhupada sent him to Gujarat. And under his supervision, Gujarat, many wonderful temples in Gujarat. And he's serving as the non-GBC zonal secretary in India with responsibility for Gujarat. And he also oversees the translation of Prabhupada's books in Gujarati. So he's a very senior devotee, and he's been preaching very extensively.